Hello, friends, and happy Sunday to you. Welcome back to War 8 of Season 5. Today we're taking on IH, the Incredible Hungarians. I am riding high today. My Steelers just capped an improbable comeback against Jacksonville. Really happy with that. Going in with my standard team today. So the first fight is a 5-star Dr. Octopus on one of the diversity nodes. I typically try to play very, very conservatively against Doc Ock, only because I find that his reach is much longer. It's like almost like a guillotine's reach. And beyond that, his S2 is really difficult to dodge because it's hard to see the rocks. So if he is not feeling cooperative and doesn't want to throw that S1, then you have to play very defensively. Fortunately, this is a very low ranked Doc Ock, so I finish with that yellow bar, which is always nice to have. And we get to move on. The next fight, going in, I had scouted this out. I was almost sure it would be an Ultron, because this is one of the recovery nodes. So going in with Void, and it is an Ultron. So with Void here, great matchup. So the Petrifies will stop his regen, and the agility debuffs will stop his evade, which is, see, the evade got me there. Luckily, it was in the middle of a special, so the special attack kind of pushed me far enough away that he didn't come in and counter me, which is great. So here I've got a couple debuffs going. He's got his regen up, but I'm not worried about it. Going in with medium, light, 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 and a final light, and that kicks him out. So here we have a Medusa mini boss, but it's only a 345, and I had a boost still up from when I was working through the variant difficulty of the Ultron quest earlier that day. So Medusa here, my last fight against the Medusa on this node in this season went really well. And this one goes just as well. So I'm paying careful attention to her Furies. I don't want to hit into her more than one at a time. And as long as she is willing to cooperate and throw her special one, I think that I'll have a pretty easy time with this. So when I parry her, I just go in with one medium, rather than continuously baiting heavy attacks and taking extra block damage. As long as I can push her on the right half of the map here, it'll be fine. So she's being very generous with her special attacks. Sometimes I will try and heavy intercept. Normally I won't take the chance though. I do give up a lot of distance when I just straight up dodge her entire heavy attack. But with Void, the degen is damaging her during the attack as well, so it's not critical. Plus this one being a low rank, I was pretty confident that I would kill her, and I did. Alright, so next up was a 5-star skill on the armor up node. Going in, I was expecting a Black Panther Civil War, as they do on all these fights. It's a little surprised to see Killmonger, but an interesting placement for him. I think this guy is running full suicides. As you see, he's got the poison debuff up. So I'm not using Void in here, went in with Blade. But the recoil damage that Killmonger is taking really gives me some help here. With Killmonger, now see, that heavy attack just snaps. I must have been just inside the range, and the attack snapped to me, so that kind of sucked. But so when I can, I'm pushing him to 2 bars of power, as I'm much better at dodging his S2. Now, I wasn't sure if that special 2 was going to push him all the way to 3 bars, so I chanced it. It worked out in my favor, thankfully. Wasn't really concerned about taking a few hits in this fight because, again, this is the only really node on my path that I typically use Blade for. So one more S2 should do it, and I think the recoil damage here kills him outright. But I get a final attack in post-mortem anyway. So this is the Arc Overload node, a 6-star unduped. Usually I expect a cable on here. And surprise, it is a Nightcrawler. This is an interesting placement because, if you get hit a few times with Nightcrawler and he gets those deep wound Furies on you, he can really ramp up his damage. So I was kind of deciding early on here if I should try and switch his stance with the light attack trick. I didn't know how long it was going to take to do. It seemed like he was being very aggressive here. So at some point early on here, I decided to just say, screw it, and hope for the agility debuffs. And I get one up early here, so his evade is being reduced by, I think it's 30% at the moment. And I've got the petrify up now, so the arc overload is going to be, the effectiveness be lessened. Bait out the special 2 here. Special attacks are both really easy to avoid. Now I've got the second agility debuff up, so mostly his evade is canceled, except when he has that evade buff up that gives him the increased chance. So just waiting for Fear of the Void here. I get evade and tagged there, not a big deal. So Fear of the Void up, so permanent 60% reduction in evade. I get the first petrify up, so the arc overload is damaging him, as you can see. And then at the end of the fight, I do end up getting the light attack trick up, so now his evade is gone for good. Second petrify up, not that it's going to matter, because he is down. So pretty good fight. It's an interesting placement on that node for a Nightcrawler. A little bit of a surprise, but last fight of the war is a 6-star Green Goblin, unduped. I think same fight that we had last war, maybe. Nothing terribly different here. I again am going to try and push him to 2 bars of power whenever I can, utilizing the strike back and my special 1. So I don't get the petrify up early. So you can see the degen is still ticking for more than his regen. So I am damaging him, but it's slow going right now until I can get at least one of the petrify debuffs up rather. So I got my 4th debuff, and it's another precision one. So the 2 petrifies are going to be last, which is a pain when that happens. But first petrify up. So now his healing is significantly reduced. And I'm going to be giving him less power when I attack into him with my special. I think I mentioned last war, and the concept still applies. You just got to be patient in this fight when you're using Void. Go in for a nice little intercept there. That was good. So Fear of the Void is up, so I'm granting him no power on my special attacks. Can use them freely. Trying to push him. There we go. Push him just over. So I only do a medium and a light to push him over. Baiting out the special 2. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, Norman. I love when I'm baiting out specials on a node like this. I just love watching that degen just tick down. All right, go in for a risky medium attack there. I thought I would get the reverse intercept on him. Nevertheless, finish up that fight. So pretty good war for me. No kills, no deaths rather. And we did win this war. So to the guys and gals in the incredible Hungarians, a good war to you. And to you, the viewer, thank you very much for watching and have a great week.